Agentic AI is changing the requirements for enterprises. We have the infrastructure now, we have the models, but what we see is that enterprises require privacy, they want to have more control over their governance, they want to have a resilient infrastructure. I'm here with Sadeepa, you're the Vice President, Private Cloud AI at HPE. We're here at HPE Discover. It's a great show, but Agentic AI is the main topic that we see over here. So if you have to describe what Agentic AI means for the infrastructure, how is this changing? Can you describe that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure everybody's now familiar with the chatbots, right? That's usually one turn. You ask a question, you get a reply back, and you go back and forth for a couple of times. When it comes to Agentic AI, you give a task and a goal, and then it goes and creates more requests, calling a tool, looking up some files, making decisions, coming up with a plan and executing that. So that means like multiple iterations of executions happen. So that means that agent itself is autonomous because it's trying to figure out what is the right answer to do. So that as an enterprise, you need to worry about where can it go? What can it do? What systems does it have access that you might even know? And what actions that they do. So all of that is coming to a picture of like, oh, do I have a control of that? I think that's where the governance discussion come in.
Correct. And how can organizations, enterprises manage this? What should they prepare for?
Yeah. So enterprises that are thinking through this are looking to say, how can I control the agents, right? So within Private Cloud AI, what we are offering is a Nvidia's OpenShell-based agent runtime environment. And then in Private Cloud AI, we also have the model inferencing. So you can choose a model that you can run in the essentially same box. We have an appliance that we can run the agents and the model. And then all of that is backed by the memory. So that's the important thing for agent to run. It's like you have to keep on memory that is needed to agent to operate. So that is the storage part. So I can get into the detail of features of that, but those are the three constructs that is very important to run agents.
I think it's nice to go deeper. One of the features is, for example, the different deployment models. So what kind of options do enterprises have?
Yeah, so enterprises have options. So they have a cloud deployment options, right? Like that's one option. But for the enterprises that they have their data in their private data centers, like they kept the data secret within their private domain. Now, if they had to send to the cloud to make an inference or run the agent, you kind of break that whole reason why you kept it in. So that's why the private cloud. So deploying in an on-prem environment, on a cloud-like environment, it's actually cloud parity. The feature-wise is a cloud parity environment in HPE AI. You deploy it and you run it locally. Essentially, in your data center, you're running agents, you're inferencing, and your memories, they are in one box. So and think of it as a one secure box. You plugged into your power outlet and you plugged into your Ethernet. That's a secure box. So if for whatever reason you're like, I want to stop all these agents, you plug it out. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, and talking about stop agents, stop basically your infrastructure, resilience is key. What is changing with resilience in infrastructure in the Agentic AI?
Yes. So that's like, when I say I can plug that out, that means the whole thing goes, right? Like hundreds of agents go down. That's not what you want. You want like agent level control. So all these agents that we design is running on what you call sandboxes by Nvidia, so OpenShell sandboxes. And these sandboxes, what HPE is providing is HPE Zerto software that you can take backups, real-time backups as this agent is running. So if say this agent, I want to reset that agent to a state that I know it was working before, I can call the backup and restore it. So nobody has done that. So there's like agent level control of
granular control.
Yes,
which is
very granular level. Yes.
And you work closely with Nvidia. They have their AI engine. How is this fitting into the whole spectrum?
Yeah. So AI, the Nvidia's NeMo core architecture is essentially a blueprint of all these things that I was talking about, right? So we are implementing that in a way. So we are making it easy for customers to use those blueprints. So they have the Nemotron Ultra model that just came out, which is fantastic. It's a frontier level model that you can run inference locally. So that's one part. OpenShell runtime, that is the agent operates. So it's a Kubernetes-based control. So you know the guardrails of what this agent can access to. You can block it out and you can put rules there. And then the third part is the models, skills, and the tools, MCP tools. All of those need to be controlled as well. So they have a certified catalog that you say these are supported or certified skills for enterprise, because that's, as you know, that's the one of the fastest or easiest way to attackers can get in. They can spoil the skill, and then now your agent is executing that, right? So we have this certified catalog model that you can run with it.
Yeah, and if you look to Nvidia's, they have the roadmap. They're very open about their roadmap. How is this fitting into this this approach?
Oh, so we are very tightly partnering with Nvidia. So we are co-developing with Nvidia on their OpenShell. We are using the models that they have released, and we are using that in our workflows. And then the skill library. So we are including that in our AI Essentials software, so we can pull down. So we already have the models and the MCPs. So the skills one is something that we are introducing new.
You talked about the skills. A skill can be hacked and then they are in your system. So security is the foundation of running an agentic AI system.
Yeah.
How are you managing this in a secure way?
So as I said, there's a skill certification process. So just like, you do a background on humans, right, before they can work on your company.
Yeah.
The skills will go through a certification process. So you say, this is the skill that I'm going to distribute to the enterprise, and that skill I'm going to verify through my process, and then you'll have actually a certificate attached to it. So it's in the catalog now, certified catalog. Then if I'm a developer, I'm pulling that skill in. I know it is a trusted skill that I can operate within my company.
So skills is one part of the risk, but where do you see more security risk that needs to be protected?
Yeah, so the other security risk is the agent runtime, which is what we have is the OpenShell Kubernetes-based control. And what it does is it controls access to other systems in a governed way. So you have a way to define this agent can only access these systems. And even that, we don't give the password to those systems. We have a way to go and grab the password only for, let's say, 30 seconds.
Okay.
So every time the agent needs to run something, they need to request the password, and there's a control mechanism giving that back to the agent to run it. And then after that is done, agent doesn't even know, doesn't know any passwords. So OpenShell manages all of that.
Great. And one of the key items why we all do this is performance. So executing decisions faster and operations faster. So how do you see this execution and the performance compared to the traditional and within the spectrum of agentic AI?
Yeah, so one beauty of this is there's multiple ways that we can look at how the PCAI actually could bring performance. One is they're on the same box. So the execution of the agent and the inferencing in the same box. I think the most important part is the memory access. The memory access with the Electra X10K, the storage system, what we have is a GPU direct access to RDMA to the memory. So agents, as you know, it has a long memory. It's like it keeps on, I mean, the longer the memory, it's better, but the GPU cannot load everything. So you have to unload that memory to somewhere. And then if you unload it into the storage that is fast accessible, now you can read it back on. So that's, we saw 20x performance gain by using this RDMA methodology. Wow. So that's combination of running in the same box and having a faster access to memory is kind of the differentiator that we are bringing in.
Yeah, and I think if you look to the whole spectrum, together with Nvidia, you have an AI factory, basically the breadth of the spectrum. Yep. If you need to summarize the whole breadth, what elements are you covering?
So we actually, a PCAI solution can go up to 256 GPUs, right? So that's our scale that today. We can even go further, but we are that's for most enterprises. For what we talk, that's enough, right? That's plenty of horsepower to do their workloads. And then the software itself, underneath, we are optimizing each component, right? So that's the space, the PCAI. And then when you go to the factory at scale, right? So there's a different levels of software that you need to, because now you're talking about thousands of GPUs. You have to have different kinds of memory management systems in there. So that's kind of not the space that I'm in, but for enterprises, this is a very sweet spot and a great solution.
Sadeepa, thanks a lot. Great insights. And for everybody who's thinking about moving to agentic AI, I think go through the steps together with Sadeepa. And thank you for watching here from HPE Discover in Las Vegas.
Great. Well, thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers.
Thanks.